Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? This is Eddie Simonat, and I'm coming to you live. So this is the night before our closing of our 40-unit apartment deal that we're buying, and it's about 8 o'clock in the night right now. And uh, as the closing day is usually very hectic, and the night before you hardly get any sleep. So that's kind of how it is right now for me. Can't really, get to bed. So I was like, why? This is the perfect time to kind of just share, how the experience has been for me leading up to this point to be able to close the deal. So uh, this 40 unit deal that we're buying, it took about 4 to 5 months, to get to this point to closing, and is an off-market deal. So this deal was sourced through a broker relationship. Um, Basically, I was looking for a property in this market. I reached out to the broker about another property, and it turned out that the guy of that property I was interested in, was not interested in selling. But this particular broker, knew someone else, that had a property in the area, and reached out to him and started a dialogue there for me. So that was the initial touch. After that, I was able to meet with them, in person, talk about the deal, get a little bit more information about it. And then after that, went ahead and put in an initial offer on it. The initial offer was declined. So we went back and forth for a little bit, about the price. So about 2 3 weeks of doing that, after that point, was able to get the price down about 500K from the original asking. And keeping in mind the current environment we're in right now, as of if this is November we're in, and November 2022, this year has been really rough with inflation. um, so that played a huge part in us having to negotiate that price down, because rates continuing to rise. And even underwriting this deal was, it was tough getting the deal to pencil for anything other than like a fixed rate debt, because of what's currently going on in the market. So ultimately, we ended up locking in with a Freddie SBL small balance loan on the deal. But originally, we were looking at a bridge option. So we went with a fixed bridge option, and we were trying to do an entity sale on the property, and which is when you are purchasing the existing entity instead of just coming in as a new entity. You're purchasing the existing one, basically for tax purposes, for reassessments. It minimizes the cost of your property being reassessed at the purchase price. So as we're getting on the kickoff call with the lender, uh, at that time they told us that they don't accept those type of the MEPO contracts, right? So initially, we had already gotten our preliminary term sheet. We were ready to roll with this lender, and they basically said they don't accept it. And this is once we were already on the contract. Our due diligence period has already started, and then we're finding this stuff out, right? So that was a huge challenge, and it almost killed the deal, because at the time that was the best option that we thought was on the table. We had looked at local bank, we had looked at some bridge lenders, we had looked at preliminary agency quotes, and at the time wasn't penciling out with the initial broker we looked, asked about the deal. So yeah, I mean that I got that basically. I got that call while I was traveling in the airport, to go to a real estate event in Chicago. And I mean that was the worst news to get, especially traveling, man. I mean, it stressed me out. But I mean that's how the business is. I mean, you get that information, and you got to roll with it. You got to figure out a solution to get the deal done, right? So at this event, I'm talking to anyone that's saying they're doing debt. sending them the deal, telling them, hey, can you take a look at it for us? But ultimately, I was able to get a mortgage broker that came through a referral from another good friend of mine, sponsor. He had given me a referral to this broker, and I reached out to the broker, and that's who we ended up doing business with, right? So they were able to get us this agency loan for 5.12%, fixed rate debt, 2 years IO, with about 50% LTV. So that was the challenge too, leverage at this time. So, you can get more leverage with the bridge loans, but then, the interest rate is 2% or 3% higher. So that wasn't really a good fit. So yeah, basically we went with this agency loan. It sized up the best for the deal, and we was able to, push forward. So then after that, doing due diligence, we walked through all of the units, preparing for close and everything, and raising capital. And, the environment we're in is a challenging environment to raise capital because, a lot of people are, on the fence, because of inflation. A lot of people have lost money in the stock market. So, it made for a difficult raise, definitely. Very challenging, to get people to want to invest, when majority of their investments may have been in stocks or, all of the uncertainty with the media and the market, so that definitely didn't help, right? So, but we, was able to get it done, took about, on the contract, we had a 45-day due diligence, 45-day close, and then a 30-day extension. So we basically exhausted all of those options. We had to put in an additional $20,000 to extend to go ahead and use our extension option in the contract. We had $50K earnest money down in the deal. If the deal didn't go through, we would lose that plus any attorney fees and costs and everything. So that's a part of it too. Being a sponsor and buying the deals, you also take the risk. If the deal doesn't close, you're gonna lose that. So we're basically, less than 12 hours, from closing right now, and we made it, man. So it took a lot of hard work. It was points in the contract to where we could have lost this 40-unit deal. But one thing I think is really important is, trying to find a path to close. When things get tough, trying to get creative and figure out ways to figure it out. Going into the deal, you don't always have 100% of things figured out, right? You have to figure it out along the way most of the times, as far as the debt, as far as the equity, right? Most times, especially when you're just starting on your journey, you're gonna have to do those things live. So that's where you learn. I always say, you're never gonna know 100% about everything, but if you know 90 or 95, or a substantial amount, about it, and you feel comfortable, you go down the path and you try to solve and try to figure out, how to get the deal done. So this deal will add another 40 units to our portfolio. This will bring us up to 130 units in the Birmingham, Alabama area, owned, managed, and yeah, this deal took about 5 to 6 months to do, and just super pumped to get this thing closed out tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. We're about to wrap this deal up. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like the video. Feel free to share this with anyone that you think would benefit from the content I'm putting out. Anyone interested in real estate, anyone looking to grow wealth, share my channel with them. Also you can follow me on social medias. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of those. Eddie Simonette. And so looking forward to seeing you guys the next time. Take care. Bye.